Hey there, Postal here. So today we're going to be looking at the Tier 6 multi-role, British multi-role fighter. This is the Tornado. Let's hop into a game. Okay, so Tier 6 British multi-role fighter, I mean, fits right in the middle of this line, right? I remember when they first had these planes available, you could get the Tier 4 and Tier 5 and Tier 6. I think it was like summer of last year. No, it's further back than that. Holy cow, I've been playing this game for a little while now, haven't I? So it must have been 2018. The end of 2018, they had an event where you could get the Tier 7, 8, 9, and eventually the Tier 10, the Hunter. But this line plays pretty similarly from Tier 4 through Tier 8, which I think is great. If you're good at Tier 4, you're going to be good at Tier 5. You're going to be good at Tier 6, 7, and 8. So, see me here putting down some rockets. So this plane does have rockets. You can have bombs, but once you specialize it, you've got to use the rockets. So I'm using the rockets on this plane, and I kind of like it at Tier 6. They do a little bit more damage, and you know, at Tier 6 and 7, and even arguably 8, you're not all that high up in the air with the multi-rolls. Especially Tier 4 or 5, so for me the rockets aren't really a big deal. Bombs are arguably better in just like the ease of, you know, drop and forget kind of situation. But these rockets are actually very strong, and so I certainly don't mind them. Plus you can also like throw people off by doing, you know, getting a rocketeer. Can't necessarily do that with bombs. Or at least it's a heck of a lot harder. Anywho, enough rambling there. We have gotten the military base that we wanted to get. I really don't like these 3-sector maps. I mean, the games typically are really quick, and there's not a lot of room for error, both on the enemy team or on my team, right? So, go ahead on here. I feel very confident with my guns. You know, these are the 20 mil cannons that you should be used to on basically any British plane at this point. These are the Hispanos. These are actually the same guns that are on the Tier 5, which just kind of tells you how strong the Tier 5 is. Now, I don't know if it's just in my head or not. Oh, dang it. I dared, but I figured I was going to be dead for a little while. Anyway, I don't know if it's in my head or not, but I feel like these guns don't overheat as quickly as they do at Tier 5. Tier 5 could be argued as overpowered, to be honest. They're very, very powerful at Tier 6, and you know, they're very comfortable. You'll notice I tend to play this as kind of a hybrid fighter, and what I mean by that is a hybrid dogfighter. There's a lot of maneuverability with the Tornado. You can't dogfight. You're not going to be going up against Spitfire 5s. Or Yaks or Zeros. You'll just get owned by them. But you do have the ability to turn for just long enough to, if your cannons are hitting, you can stick with somebody just long enough to actually take them out. If your cannons aren't hitting, then don't even try to continue to turn with it. Play kind of more like a heavy fighter. You do have a little bit of speed, a little bit of air power with the top engine on this plane. Let's go ahead and drop some rockets here, I believe. Yeah. And let's start using the guns on some of these air targets. We've got a lot coming in. Now, if I didn't have a lot of air targets around me, I would probably actually turn around here and utilize my guns on these soft ground targets. Again, yeah, Tier 6 20 mil cannons are you know, top of the line kind of stuff, right? So they're pretty good at taking out ground targets. But I've just got too many aerial targets to worry about here. If I can get them knocked out, goody goody. get these guys knocked out, and if I can ever stop having guys coming after me, I might be able to actually, focus on getting this sector. Diving down here, so that way we don't ram each other. As a human, so who knows if he's actually going to turn away. The bots you can trust a little bit more to turn away, but I actually turned upside down there and dive down. So trying to pay attention to what's going on around me. We got the military base. We've got both military bases now, so suddenly they're going to be losing the center pretty quickly. And then when you've got all three sectors, it's going to be a pretty quick game, right? So I want to just try to get as many air targets as I possibly can. See what we can do here. Alright, perfect. Got him out. Got another, what is this, XP? Got him knocked out. And yeah, so we've got complete control of the skies, so this game is going to be over pretty quickly. Unless, unless they get a sector relatively quickly. So I'm just going to hang over here and keep defending over here. I don't care, obviously, if they get the military base on the other end. In fact, I'm kind of hoping they do. I don't want to die. I'll keep doing what I can to be getting, some kills here, some extra personal points. But I'm not going to die doing it, right? So I'm hanging out pretty close to their spawn area just so I can use these super strong guns. And, that's what you have to do in this plane and multi-roles in general is, I started on the other side of the map. I'm just kind of cruised along and took over sectors as I got to them. Took out whatever I could. In a multi-role, you have to use your head and say, okay, is my plane going to be more viable attacking aircraft in this situation, or is it going to be more viable attacking the ground? That's what I like about multi-roles, is if I need to attack the ground, I can attack the ground. If I need to attack airplanes, I can attack airplanes. And these British multi-roles do both of those so well. You can be a dogfighter in a pinch for a short amount of time frame. And, yeah, so pretty darn good game there. Pretty quick game, but it is what it is. 14,000 personal points. Again, I don't like these three sector maps. It just doesn't give you the opportunity to, really just kind of pad your stats. But let's head back. Alright, so that can show you the power of the tornado. There are 14 frags there, 3,300 damage to aerial targets, 9,000 damage to ground targets, and really the rockets are good, but they're supplementary. With a airframe like this that has the kind of maneuverability and strong gun armament for tier 6, I typically am attacking other aircraft when I can, and then I'm tossing down rockets kind of in between. And this platform is really well suited for that. It does well with the bombs as well, but they just do a little bit less damage, and they reload in the same time frame. So, I figure for doing 6,000 damage rather than 4,400 damage, I'd rather have the rockets. But yeah, when you're top tier in a tornado, I mean, you can really own a map and own an interaction. It is lacking when it comes to altitude, but I mean, most multi-roles are, right? And I think this is a really well balanced machine, having just enough maneuverability, just enough airspeed. I'm okay with it being low altitude because its guns and its rockets do really well. If it was higher altitude, the rockets would be less viable, but since you're down low anyway, I'm okay with rockets on this particular airframe. Anyway, if you haven't gone down the multi-role line for the British, you want to. It's a really, really good tech tree line. I've kept every plane on this line. I bought back the SCUA recently as well. That was more for shiggles, but anyway. Every single plane on this line is really, really strong, and it ends with quite possibly the best tier 10 multi-role in the game, the Hunter. So, yeah, and I just, like I said, every aircraft on this line is really good, really fun, absolute joy to play. So, yeah. Anyway, do you have this particular plane? If you do you enjoy it as much as I do? Do you enjoy this line if you've gone all the way down the line? to me, I really like this entire line. There's just a bunch of good planes on this line. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down below if you've got questions. I'm happy to answer them. Please feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to aim for following in VBAT's steps there and try to get 1,000 subscribers. Taking a hiatus probably didn't help that process, but yeah, I'd like to get there. And if you liked the video, tell me. If you didn't like the video, tell me. I'm always trying to make my content better. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day.